Oh, there we go.
Well, and here we go. And welcome to the
Welcome.
Eternal Baseball Podcast.
Dun 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 dun
Like,
dun dun dun
yeah,
dun. Dun, dun.
like we
There we go.
said, the
It's a
pre-show's
truncated info intro.
pre-show's always better than the real show. We did play the intro. You just may have missed it. So try to be on time next week.
We can play it
Uh,
again. I mean,
I mean, we have the technology. Hang on. I mean, stranger things. There you go. So
I mean, they finally get to see the full one where the logo comes in.
yeah.
And then it fades out.
For you podcast noobs out there, if you're just starting the witty banter and there's a button that says go live still up on your screen, you're gonna hit that. And then you get into the
It's a shame because that was some of the wittiest banner we've
I
had in
know,
quite some
right?
time.
Pre-show is always the best show. But welcome to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. If you're new to the show, I'm Mark. He's Brent.
I've used up all my material already,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
let's just go to let's go to the ring.
Go to the phones. We're going to the phones.
That never works. And welcome back. We're rolling through the Eternal Baseball season, and today we've got an AL matchup. We do try to get to every team at some point during the season, and I fall into the trap sometimes when we're going over possible matchups. We'll see a matchup of division leaders. We're like, hell yeah, let's get that one in there. Or old school rivals. We're like Cubs Cardinals, gotta have that game. And before you know it, we're 3/4 of the way through the season, and we've only done like a third of the teams. So we're trying to get around the league more. So we're really trying to pick teams that haven't been on. And today it's Blue Jays at Twins, which is notable in that neither one's having the season they really want to have. But the Twins are hot. I think they've won 6 of 7. And this
man,
is
it's
done
87 all over again.
right. They're getting hot, and they're the only team to suffer a season-ending injury. So Johan Santana blew out his elbow. Doesn't happen much. Yeah, right, he's right. It usually is. So, and we had a little bit, and this happens once in a while. It's one of the only, I don't want to call it a glitch. It's just that some of the really vintage pitchers legit average like 400 innings pitched over a 3-year span. So the computer wants them to pitch to their innings limit, basically. So once in a while, it'll start a guy like that on back-to-back days. They'll throw like 120 pitches back-to-back and then be ready again in like 3 days. Like, come on, Skip, give me the ball, Skip. And so Washington Senator turned Minnesota Twin, because that's where the first Senators ended up going. Walter the Big Train Johnson is phenomenal if you're not familiar with him. And Twins fans who get itchy about having Senators on their squad usually shut up when they see Walter Johnson's numbers because you want that guy on your staff.
Yes.
So we put him, he's in Eternal Baseball jail, like 4 or 5 other pitchers are too, who were caught pitching back-to-back days.
It's like, bro, just put a little Tiger Balm on.
Yeah, we're
back to back. I'm good to go.
Do the Bobby Valentine and wear a schnoz on the mound. Like
there you go.
It don't matter, but for balance, and once a pitcher hits his innings limit, essentially, or his max innings or his max numbers of starts, there's a big penalty. It's like a 30% penalty on their numbers moving forward, and that number carries into the playoffs, which is legitimate. Like if you wrote a guy for 500 innings during the season, it's not like he's going to go, hot damn, playoffs, I feel like a new man, right? So in to keep things fair and to help out potential playoff teams who can't afford to have their ace missing down the stretch or not nullified, but limited in the playoffs, once in a while we'll send a guy to jail for like 2 weeks, just inactive, he'll come back fine. But we're just trying to limit the stress on these arms. So Twins are without Walter Johnson for 2 weeks. They're without Johan Santana for the rest of the year. And it's funny, the guys who came up are guys you can't imagine not being in the rotation anyway. Frank Viola, came up to replace Johan Santana, and then Scott Erickson came up for a 2-week audition to try to fill Walter Johnson's shoes. So good luck with that, Scott. But it is Frank Viola tonight. 1-1 with like a 3 ERA, going up against Roy Halladay, who sounds disappointing. 4-7 with a 3.76. But remember, the average ERA in internal baseball is about 4.25, because they're facing the best lineups of all time. Well, not even of all time, the best feasible baseball lineups, all in their prime, all at the same time. So yeah, you'd expect maybe a little more out of Roy. Maybe we'll see some of that tonight. So, and I pitched it around on the Facebook groups today, like, hey, it's the only place to see live Blue Jay baseball in February. Or yeah, I did that for the Blue Jay pages, and some very helpful fan posted up the spring training schedule for Toronto, and yeah, their first game's like February 25th, something like that. So kudos to you. Your no prize is in the mail, and good day for him. And then just for the standard folks, where I'm like, hey, it's the only place to see live baseball in February. Some other Yahoo, some other internet tough guy said, oh, the Caribbean series is going on right now. I don't know if you. Okay.
These people have a lot of time.
You got me. But
checkmate.
But that commute is a bitch. So if you're at the Caribbean series, and streaming us, God bless you. Because
I was gonna say yes, and yeah. What station would that be on?
Yeah, exactly. If you want to see Ronald Acuna Jr. do 3 backflips and a round off after every home run, then the Caribbean series is for you, baby. So, but anyway, let's. Enough of the sass. We want to keep it positive here. So let me get the screen shared here. We'll take a look at the week that was in Eternal Baseball. And there's a big spoiler on this page. So I don't know if it's a spoiler if I say it's coming, but it's coming. So yeah, I know, tiny print here, but we're way out here in week 12 of Eternal Baseball here. And your big weeks going to the Baltimore Orioles. We're making a little push here. The last 3 weeks, 4-2, 4-2, 5-1. Good squad out there in Baltimore, because this Oriole team spends some money. So that's always helpful. Down in the middle, the Marlins at 1-5, and the Brewers at
the Brew Crew
had a rough week. Sorry about that. I can think of some ways to drown those sorrows out there in Milwaukee. But the Twins, like I said, red hot. I guess they've won their last 6, maybe 7 in a row. So Twins are red hot. We'd like to see that. Because as mentioned before, when we go through, we're pretty much clear about our own biases. I'm a Yankee fan, huge fan of Lou Gehrig and Ricky Henderson. Those are my guys. Ricky's hitting like 225. Enough said. We'll move on from that. But growing up, didn't have a real strong team allegiance. But man, he was Kirby Puckett #1.
Love Puckett. Loved it.
Puckett, whenever we open packs, we'd be like, oh, there you go, Brent. You'd be like, yeah, I have 12. Like, okay, fine. But
I love Kirby Puckett, man.
If I could come back from Portland or San Diego or somewhere and get to another card shop and find some obscure Kirby's,
yes,
I knew where they belonged.
Like the hot dog cards or the
or the ones with the airbrush logos.
Yes,
for them.
The blank cap. I love it.
Yeah, those are awful, but cool. So
it's like it was round.
Yeah, totally. And Kirby's having a really good year out there, so we'll definitely see.
Do you remember the Slurpee Sportflix?
Yeah, the little discs that came on the
discs,
bottom?
yeah, right. Yeah. They were just
loved it. Slick. Those are slick. The Padres are a little bit resurgent here in that 5 weeks here of not being under 500 any week, and 5-1 this week, so they're starting to make some noise. The Mariners are much better than they've been at 5-1 this week. Blue Jays tough week, 1-5. So. But by and large, Blue Jays and I'll show up the other one. It's the NL North, or AL East, NL North. Those are tough divisions. I think the North, they're almost all over 500, because you're looking at old franchises: Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cubs, St. Louis, and they beat each other up a lot, but they beat up the rest of the league most of the time. So. That's what we're looking at. But the big one here, we keep track of the game of the week down here, so we don't end up playing all the Yankee games, which is my preference, of course. But next week, we're going to pop the cork a little early here, because I'm out of town the following week on assignment. So will be no podcast following next Sunday. So next Sunday, we're going to do the All-Star game, which is always a good time because it's the best of the very best. And we actually play it out of context. We separate the guys and their stats into, it's basically a separate league for just one game. So it doesn't muck up any of the pitching rotations. Everybody can play, and we don't have to take a week off from actual games because we don't have travel, or I guess there's fatigue baked in, but we don't want to kill a weekend of eternal baseball just to run the All-Star game on Sunday night. So we'll be hitting up the All-Star game, and that means you'll find out who your All-Stars are this week on eternalbaseball.com and on our Facebook page, on our Twitter feed. I've been working on that today, printing up some stylish invites. If you haven't seen them before, they're pretty impressive. And I love getting into their real names, right? Like Mr. Henry Louis Gehrig. Oops, spoiler. Or, is his real name Satchel? Hint. No, it wasn't. So anyway, you'll see these invitations this week, and we make sure every team has at least one representative. So your team will be represented. We stretch the rosters out to 28. And the one thing it mirrors eternal baseball, if not real baseball, there's a lot of starters and not very many relievers, because starters go so long in eternal baseball that the relief pitcher is, I don't want to say minimized, but the role is lessened at least in eternal baseball. So if your closer made the all-star team, he's really doing a good job. So anyway, well, we'll see how that all shakes out. We're going to do it from Anaheim. So we'll have a beautiful California evening, just perfect for February baseball.
There you go. Rob has a couple comments here.
Oh, what's going on?
Actually, this should be an offshoot of our show, where once a week we just videotape your screen. Yeah, I could just screenshot your screen as you're talking to all the Facebook folks.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good point, and I would have to go get Drake's Cakes cards when I got back to Jersey.
I don't even know what those are. I've never heard of them.
It's like the Hostess offshoot. It's an East Coast thing.
Oh, okay.
They had cards, I think, on the bottom of the box.
Airbrushed also?
I think they were legit.
Oh, they were okay. They've spent some money.
Okay. Yeah, the Drake's Cakes cards. That's some good stuff. So I'll shut this guy down. We'll take a look at the standings out here. We wish we had tighter races because I like them, but the addition of the wild cards makes things a little more interesting. So you got the Giants ruling the West as usual. The Cubs have slowed down a little bit, but they're still way up in the north. Atlanta has been hot. They've got control of a pretty weak NL South. Montreal is gaining ground here and starting to cut into Philadelphia's lead out east.
Rob says Drakes were officially licensed.
Yeah, that's right.
So thank you.
Oakland's up decently on the Angels. The AL North between the White Sox, Guardians, and Tigers.
That's a good one.
That's our best race anywhere. Kansas City, I would say, is.
Sorry, what was Cleveland's nickname?
It's Cleveland. They're the Naps. Or the
Naps.
The Broncos. Yeah. A lot of nobody ever says how come they're still the Naps to me. Right?
Someday you're gonna get that comment. It's gonna be some 98-year-old dude.
It was just pissed off. Right?
Just angry.
Still the Naps. Yeah, and in like 80 years with our telepathic internet, there's going to be some guy going, I won't call them the Star Yours. They'll always be the Guardians. Yeah. Yankees are running away with the East, although Baltimore's been red hot. Still 9 games back. But again, there's the wild cards in there. Baltimore's all over that chase. So that's what we've got as far as the standings go. And then we're going to fire it up here. Check out that Monday schedule. And get us out to the Twin Cities. Now, I saw the Twins play live twice in my life. Once in Tiger Stadium, once in Oakland.
Nice.
You went to Seattle, right?
I saw him in Seattle. Saw him in Oakland once too. Seattle was amazing though, because you get there early and it's the Kingdom, so there's maybe 1,800 people there, especially if it's in the middle of the season. So you just march on down, see batting practice. Yeah, Puckett was so cool. I mean, he just sat there and signed. I mean, just was great. Just made the best impression.
Did he ever sign for you?
Yeah. I had he signed 5 of my cards. I mean, he's so cool. Awesome. Just just the nicest guy. Just had the, everybody was like yelling at him, and he was just super patient. He's like, "Oh, hey guys."
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Where's that? I've told my Burt Blyleven story, but that was the exact opposite experience for Burt Blyleven, which is was not being very cool. Maybe he had a bad day, but
yeah, he'd had enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in one of my previous lives. I worked in sports radio, and at the tail end of Ricky Henderson's career, he was with Boston or somebody, and they were coming to Baltimore. I was working in D.C., and I had the chance to go cover the locker room on the media pass if I wanted it. And I thought it was the tail end of Ricky's career, and he wasn't having a good year. And I thought, you know what? I am not going to go.
That was probably a smart. I'm impressed though that you didn't go, because I would have bit probably.
Yeah, if I go and hold, it's one thing if he treats other reporters badly, and he didn't really have a history of that. But it was getting close to the end, and he was really hanging on. And I went, you know what? I've rooted for this guy's whole career, and I don't want to find out that was a mistake now, right?
Yeah.
Again, not that he had any rep for that, but I just, it's a Black Widow line. I don't need to know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I don't need to know the answer to that question.
What you need to do is just hit him at one of those like sports card signing, right? Like,
yeah.
Where he's, where he's out of baseball for a long time and just enjoys the banter with the fans at that point. And
yeah. I was actually cleaning out the basement out here, and I ran into my autographed baseball collection, which is limited. And they were all gifts. I didn't buy any of them. There's only a couple. So I have Ricky Henderson, that some fans from the old McFarland board pooled some money together and got me one year, which is great. Andy Pettit, which was a gift, and I like Andy, so that one's fine. And then one of Alex Rodriguez's agents sent us a couple signed balls. When I was there.
Nice.
And like most of America, I can't stand A-Rod. But there you go. What are you going to do? And that was before we knew the seedy underbelly, right? I just didn't like him.
Right.
At that point, you figured he was the one who was going to break Aaron's record, probably. So
right. Yeah. You had that stretch there, right? Where you're pretty sure it was going to be close.
Yeah. I'll hang on to that one. That's fine.
I think I have the 85 Ben Phillies team. So I don't know if there's anybody good on that. The entire team signed it.
I mean, the notables that came through Ben were pretty much Kurt Russell as a really young ball player / actor.
Yeah.
He made the right choice, by the way. Juan Samuel.
But I think that was, we were probably like 6 when he came through. He was,
I'm trying to think of, Tim Salmon was a Ben Buck.
That's right. When I went to California.
So we got him for a little while, and I think that was it. There was a Rockies top pick, and they've been Rockies. I think their last real incarnation as a minor league club. And his name was Doug Milligan. And he was, like a second round pick or something, like hot stuff. And I think he died at like 22 from like,
oh wow, that's sad.
Like a heart attack out of nowhere or a car crash or like out of nowhere, that guy. But
oh man, that's
and sad. I think Quentin McCracken, who got a cup of coffee with the Rocks and stuff. But Ben was not exactly your hotbed for
I was talking to some guy the other night who grew up in Philadelphia. So I was like, yeah, we had your A-ball team. Like, he was a big Phillies fest. Like, they all came through.
Right. And we had a kid who lived around the corner from me, one of the Ridenauer kids, who was a great, prospect for our little town.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan. And he ended up hooking on with the Phillies somehow. And when he came back from his first experience in pro baseball, he was like, dude, they're all good. And there's one guy who's an absolute Greek god. I'm like, oh, what's his name? Maybe we'll know him someday. And it's like Darren Dalton or something. At the time,
he was like, was he like 6'5"?
At the time, we had no idea, but we're like, well, we'll write that down. Darren Dalton. Yeah, not bad.
Turned out okay.
Yeah, somehow it's Dalton, then Ridenauer.
Yeah, it's like there's no shame in that one, right?
All right, well, let's fire it up here. It's Toronto and Minnesota, and Fan made a good point last week. We always play as a home team unless we, feeling froggy, and we go to great pains to pick out their lineup, and then we just ignore the other team. And we advertise out to the Twins and the Blue Jay fans that we're having baseball tonight, so we're we're going to give him a little more respect tonight. And then,
All right, Joe Carter, come on down.
enjoy. Yeah, Joe Carter, he doesn't play that much. Well, we'll get into it.
John
But-
Olerud, come on down. Like,
Olerud,
this will be the last time you hear anybody
Yeah, right.
asking us to select their lineups.
It's like the first game I played on this, I had not set up the fielders correctly. I didn't know how to do that, like telling the computer where the center field wall was. And so the computer thought that straightaway center was actually foul ground, like the bleachers and left, or at third base. And the very first thing I saw, Olerud fouled. I think it actually was Twins Blue Jays. Olerud legit in the game fouled one off to third, but the computer, because of the garbage in, garbage out, the info it had been told, it went straight up and off the screen, and it took Puckett with it. And we're like, whoa!
It's like baseball stars on the NES.
No wall too tall, right? So we looked at this and we already pubbed it up. We know it's Roy Halladay for Toronto. And
dude, we were talking about those sports posters from the 80s, 70s, and 80s too, where they really go out of the way to like stage those scenes. Yeah, right. Or the Steeler Pounder for Franco Harris. You remember it? Man, all those are so great.
There was a good one with the Ricky one where he had a bunch of catchers all tied up with like neon green rope, and the bank the Brinks truck open with a bunch of bases inside it. Like, that's some good stuff right there.
So good. We'll have to go to eBay after this and dig around a little bit.
And get the Big Head T-shirt too, right? The Big Head T-shirts are pretty awesome.
Yes,
for all ball players. So here we are. We're looking at Twins here, and they're going up against Halladay. He's a right-hander, so we're looking at OPS versus right-handers. Now, Ken Herbeck has a 5,000 OPS. I don't know how that's possible.
Easy call. No,
but that's got to be in like 3 at bats. So we'll temper the Herbeck excitement here. So, looking at the tops, it's Carew, it's Bob Allison. You'll see some senator names in here. Gosselin's a senator. Knobloch's having a good year for them. Killebrew, not so much actually. And Puckett has done a ton of damage, but mainly against lefties. But
let's get Puckett in there.
Puckett's definitely
right. We got to have Rod Carew too. Yeah, so Rob's got a good story about it.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
That's Rod.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, Kalamazoo, Michigan, real place. I had some friends who lived there.
I'm assuming that was Tino Martinez. Is that?
Yeah, exactly right. No. And I like that. If you trace it all back, it's Tigers' legendary catcher Bill Freehan was the coach at Michigan, and Jeter idolized. He loved the Yankees, but he loved Michigan too, and he was a commit to Michigan. Depending on how the draft went. And then he got picked second overall, right? Like, I think Houston took like Phil Nevin or something first. And he was like the Golden Spikes winner, right? There was no doubt that Phil Nevin was a blue chipper. So Jeter falls to the Yankees. They draft him. And he calls up Bill Freehan and goes, Bill, I don't even know what to do. And Freehan, to his credit, said, I know what you do. You got drafted second overall. You hold out for as much money as possible and go sign with New York.
There you go.
And the rumors were that part of the reason Steinbrenner liked that, Steinbrenner's from Ohio and was a big Buckeye fan. So he loved the idea that he was plucking Michigan's top signee, as well as, his hopeful future shortstop. Anyway, all right. So Carew's rated best here.
Yeah, let's put Rod at lead off.
So you lead him off?
Let's do it.
And then Gosselin's the next lefty, so we can put him there. Allison and Knobloch are about the same, but I see Knobloch more in the 2 than the 4.
Yeah, let's put Kirby in the 4. Or do you have someone else in the 4?
No, I can put Kirby there.
I guess Harmon. Well,
I mean, this is the order of damage they do according to OPS versus right-handers.
Let's. He can DH Killebrew. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. We can get him a DH. He can also play a really rotten third base if you want to risk that.
Let's do Kirby in the 5.
Kirby goes 5, plays, and there's that 10. A lot of guys rated 10 defensively, but Puckett lives up to the hype.
You thinking Allison and Maua?
Here's the one thing. For shortstop, they don't have a lot of good options. Cecil Travis is okay. But Knobloch actually qualifies as a bad shortstop, rated 4. if you play there's a trickle down. If you play Knobloch at shortstop rather than a 5 at second, he doesn't have great numbers at second either. You can play Carew at second, Killebrew at first, and that frees up DH for anybody.
Let's do it. Let's play some bad defense tonight.
All right. So Knobloch goes to short. Carew goes to second. Killebrew can play first. We'll see.
That infield.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. But you can play Herbeck now if you want, or
Viola was a fly ball pitcher. I hope. I can't remember.
I think he was.
Perfect.
But
you choose from here.
Well, I'm not going to ignore Herbeck's 5,000 OPS, and we can use a lefty next. So maybe he actually plays first. We'll throw Killebrew back at DH.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we need Allison in right field. Now we need a third baseman and a catcher. So it looks like Mauer catching.
And
he knows what's up. That's a Yankee thing, but yeah. Knobloch with the shadow tag. Absolutely. Good call, Munchkin. And then for third base, oh, God. I can't put Killebrew at third. I just can't do that. So third base. Look at Byron Buxton way down there. Wow, who is your third base? Because Gaetti's in the minors.
It's got to be Killebrew or...
it's Travis.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Cecil Travis goes to third. Yeah, because we can't put Killebrew in that infield. That infield's bad enough.
Good enough. All right.
So switch it over here. Equal pay for your Toronto Blue Jays, and they're facing lefty Frank Viola. So by lefties, you have a lot of right-handers up here. So
it's a good lineup.
Yeah, they can hit, man. Right. So if it's Encarnacion and Vlad Jr. Actually, Vlad would play first. Encarnacion with DH.
Country Ernie Witt.
Yeah, he and Alejandro Kirk actually get some time there. That didn't take long. The lineage of Blue Jay catchers not that strong.
Pat Borders, huh?
No, he's on there, but he's not starting. So
Rob said Kirby's going to do a lot of backing up the infield.
Yeah, I think it's Alamar's got to lead off, and then
sure
Barfield, Bichette.
Looking good. And no one's going to have any complaints with this one. Carlos Galdado. Oh, man. Batista's got to get in there somewhere.
I can't. Batista will play a bad third.
Okay.
But I can't get Delgado in there without benching Encarnacion or Vlad Guerrero.
Batista's got to be higher than Kirk, though. He's good.
Yeah, but I need a catcher.
So, well, I mean, in the lineup, though. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. Batista played not so lousy, but not great. And then Kirk, and then when you're left, okay, Barfield can play center. He's an okay center fielder, and that frees up the corner outfields for George Bell.
Love it.
A rough year.
And
hang on, we'll play Batista in right, and we'll play Josh Donaldson at third.
Looking good, except Ernie Witt. Is Kirk doing that well?
The OPS against lefties for Witt, because Witt is a lefty, is 512, whereas Kirk is 649.
All right.
So, and Kirk's...
I just like looking at Witt's photo.
Yeah, well, it's funny. The games I've watched, Witt always gets me. So, I'm not going to give him that chance. So, with that, it's time for baseball. Now...
Welcome to Target Field for tonight's game between Toronto and Minnesota.
It's like being in the Kingdom in the late 80s.
10. Roy Halladay will start for Toronto. He's made 12 starts on the year and is 4-7 with an earned run average of 3.76. His first start against Minnesota. He'll be opposed by Frank Viola for Minnesota. He's made 2 starts on the year and is 1-1 with an earned run average of 3.00. His first start against Toronto. Minnesota shortstop Chuck Knobloch is riding a 10-game hitting streak.
There you go.
It's 32 degrees, wind speed 5 miles per hour, in from left field. Pitching for Minnesota, Frank Viola.
All right,
Frank Viola looks like he should have been Doctor Who in one of those iterations.
Roberto Alomar.
Now, maybe I need to get a new picture, but this was such a good shot of the park that I like using it. But you can tell it's a late arriving crowd, or they're watching the Caribbean series.
There you go.
But
All right, man.
let me get in here and we'll change the display a little bit here. Oh, wait a minute. Options. Preferences. We got to give Toronto control back to the computer. And then I forget exactly how to. Let's see if I can bulk those pictures up a little bit. But I guess we're good where we're at. So here we go. We're live for baseball. Alomar likes to bunt, but not on our watch.
Rob says it's talking.
That's right. Just keep hitting them there.
Shortstop, number 11, Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette. Okay.
Designated hitter, number 30, Edwin.
Somebody pointed out
Encarnacion.
that Bo Bichette, if you say it fast, sounds like a Star Wars bounty hunter.
Boba shit.
Bo Bichette.
Boba
Yeah,
shit.
Bo Bichette.
I like it. Yeah, it kind of does.
This is the way. Okay. Here's Encarnacion, who could hit. It can probably still hit, right? Like that.
Pitching
dude.
for Toronto, number 32, Roy Halladay. Leading off for Minnesota, second baseman, Rod Carew.
Well, Crew's a great bunter. I don't know if you know that. I didn't know that, but he's Rod Carew.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of suspect, and the way that guy could swing the bat.
The way that guy sweated line drives, basically. You really want to come in on that guy? All right.
I just love how effortless the swing was. It just looked like he was just kind of like, hitting fungos, just barely moving his wrist, and like, boom, okay, nice single.
I saw a clip today, totally unrelated, of I just wanted to see the at bat. It was full at bat All-Star game, Mickey Lolich against Roberto Clemente from the 71 All-Star game. And I guess, and I just know I just read this. Clemente was injured and didn't play in the following All-Star game, and then he passed away in the plane crash that following year. So it was his last All-Star game for Clemente. And he hits like a 430-foot absolute bomb to center field. And the camera shot, when he hits it, is from right behind home plate, which is a terrible camera shot, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, please give me a better replay. And then they go to the side replay. And he is not just on his front foot. His back foot is like 8 inches off the ground when he
Is it curveball? Just kind of hung a curve?
It might have been. I have to look it back up again. I think they called it a fastball. But
Gotcha.
None of it looks that fast now, right? But you would never teach a kid to hit like that. Like, there's no way. And he's just like, no big deal. I'll see you in 450 feet. Oh, so good. Anyway, all right. So Rod Carew steps in and dribbles one to Bo Bichette.
Shortstop, Chuck Knobloch.
There we go. I got a new picture of Knobloch today because it's a little grainy, but I don't know. There's a couple guys hard to find good photos of. Ellis Burks as a Rocky, really hard to find a good photo of. So if you have one, folks, ship it to us.
Strike 3.
Left fielder, Goose Goslin.
Go get him, Goose.
Strike 3.
First baseman, number 27, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I'm gonna allow it for now, just because we got a little bit of a late start.
Center fielder, Jesse Barfield.
Goslin's all over that.
Right fielder, number 19, Jose Bautista.
So that's the photo I used for his player of the day bit a week ago, which is this is right before the bat gets, he doesn't really flip it. So they call it a bat flip, but it's just kind of the disdain of the loft to it. And Blue Jay fans lost their mind.
Yeah.
When I posted that up. So we learned that's always going to be the moment, even right up there with Joe Carter, right? But that's the recency bias, super close to Toronto fans' hearts.
And you were talking about camera angles, right? I mean, there was like 20 different angles of that, right? Like just that's the other thing.
And it got cooler when he got mugged the following year in Texas, and took legit a cheap shot from Rugi Odor, and best baseball punch I've ever seen. and it knocked his helmet, his glasses off, and he didn't even take a knee.
Yeah.
So,
All
and
credit
then-
to him because you could tell he was shaking.
yeah. I mean, it was a shock.
Yeah.
So, and everybody was happy with Brugge for still being mad, 5 months later, and for delivering a knockout, what should have been a knockout punch. So, good for you, Jose. Oh, and the other thing we learned, ladies love cool Javi. Javi Lopez was player of the week, or player of the day for the Braves. And the feedback, I think our demographic is about 80% male. Facebook will tell you that.
Yeah.
And the feedback for Javi Lopez was like 60% female.
Wow.
And a bunch of them were like, I had the biggest crush on Javi Lopez. So
That's our inroads to another demographic, man.
didn't know. A couple years ago, that was Cody Bellinger. Because I had like the most handsome photo of him ever for player of the day. And now even female Dodger fans who were hot to trot for Cody Bellinger would not admit that today. Like, yeah, that guy's dead to me. He's hot, but he can't hit. There's plenty of hot guys in Hollywood who can't hit. So you fit right in. All right. Anyway, back to these stuff. Get him, Chucky.
I'm actually interested to see Bellinger in Chicago.
Yeah, on a 1-year deal, probably a smart spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knobloch has the ball. We have a chance to attempt a risky play. Out chance 18% with 2 down.
With Chuck Knobloch, you have to go for it.
Oh, I think it's a bad idea, but I want to see what happens. You get it?
Designated hitter.
Oh, he got
Byron
it.
Killebrew.
So I imagine that's like the classic third baseman play, right? Where you're charging in and barehanding it. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And Knobloch did the throw.
And we win. All right. So here's Harmon.
Strike 3.
Having a
Center
tough
fielder.
year.
Kirby Puckett.
And here's the man. So I assume you want a bunt.
Let her
He's
rip.
actually a 6 bunter. That's not bad.
Yeah, he had some wheels back in the day.
Run, Kirby, run. Oh, bullshit.
First baseman. Kent Herbeck.
Kent Herbeck, whose nephew was
Yeah.
a classmate of ours in middle school. That's how big time Ben High was. So
Big
shout out
time.
to Ben Herbeck.
Yeah, that was Jewel Elementary School.
Was he there too? I didn't meet him until middle school.
I think that's when we first heard about it. And then somebody was, Carl Sutton, right? Don Sutton?
Oh, was he related? I didn't know that.
I don't know. Maybe I just made that up, but I thought there was a connection there too.
Carl Sutton has like acres of land up in Montana somewhere or something. Like he's doing the Lord's work. So
Homesteading?
something
Excellent.
like that. Yeah, I remember when I met him in like 7th grade. Ben, and he was Ben Herbeck. He was like, "Yeah, my uncle's in the big leagues," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah. And then I asked him, "What's his last name?" Herbeck. And I'm like, "Is it spelled weird?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Wow." Now, no offense to Ken Herbeck, but if you're gonna say my uncle's in the major leagues and lie about it, probably going with like Mattingly or Boggs or Canseco or
Yeah, no, it's just his last name. It checked out, right?
Herbeck. Yeah, pass the test. So anyway, Herbeck has a 5,000 OPS versus right-handers. So
There you go. Bomb.
Covio is dollar. Look at that.
Did he get it? No.
Not quite.
Catcher.
All right.
Number
That
30.
OPS is
Alejandro
in half now,
Kirk.
guaranteed. Here's Alejandro Kirk. Run it
Yeah,
out.
Got quite a pitcher's duel going here.
Who
Left
knew,
fielder.
right?
George.
And
Bell.
Viola was toiling away in their minor leagues, whatever AAA is for Eternal Baseball, Minnesota. George Bell got a lot of that, but wrong place. Great. Hey. One thing I
Number
like
20,
in the box
Josh
scores, they actually
Donaldson.
keep track of those, like catches that shouldn't have been made. It's like the anti-error,
Yeah.
and so you can actually track those. There's a leaderboard for that kind of stuff. So I dig that. Okay, here's Josh Donaldson. Eternal Baseball, the only place where Josh Donaldson isn't trying to be traded by his current team, because nobody likes Josh.
Right fielder. Bob Allison.
Bob Allison. Oh, I guess he was a twin. My bad. If you see a
Catcher.
guy
Joe
in
Mauer.
color photography, probably wasn't a Washington Senator. Right? I think the only guys from the second Senators are the monster he was called the Washington Monument. He ended up he's on the Orioles.
Oh, Frank Howard?
Frank Howard, that's it, yeah. And not the Orioles, on the Rangers, because the second iteration of the Senators became the Rangers. And Toby Hara, or Hara, I forget, whatever, his rookie year was as a Senator.
Oh,
And
crazy.
then, like, the rest of it in Texas. But he was the last active link because he played till, like, what, 87 or something?
Odd,
like that.
man. He's one of those guys who got in every single baseball card pack. It's like his, it's 12th year. It's like, Toby Hara.
And Tommy Herr. And you're like,
Tommy
Herr. What are you going to do with that? I wouldn't even put that in my spokes. All right, here's Joe Bauer.
Did you ever actually do that?
I didn't do that.
I never did either.
I don't think I even knew about that, right? Like, I would have never put a good card in there. But.
It was one of those things you hear about. It was sort of that joke, but it was sort of like the guy who goes to the party and puts a lampshade on his head.
Right.
I never actually, you never actually see it.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Here's Cecil Travis. Good bunter, but there's 2 outs. We do have a dueling no-hitter here, not to spoil that in the third, but I did. Here's Roberto Alomar, who we're not going to let bunt on.
I got a little bit of lag, so if you see me peering in, I apologize.
Fair enough.
All the ladies that you got in to watch the live broadcast, I'm slowly pushing away with each.
Right. What's going on?
With each squint.
Yeah, they're all looking for Javi Lopez. Not Braves. Not Braves today.
I should just change my screen name to Javi Lopez.
There you go. The demographic.
I'll do it from this angle.
Yeah, that's it. I'm Cody Bellinger here with my friend Javi Lopez. Oh, the perfect game's done.
Dang it. Well.
But still got that no-hitter. Get him, Rod.
Look at this. Look at this infield defense.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. Here's Rod Carew again. They think he's bunting.
Ooh, there we go.
Somebody got hurt, though. Who was it? Injured. Carew is injured. Well, that figures.
I was gonna send him. We're in the 4th.
Right. Well, we get the pinch run. But we got Byron Buxton on the bench.
There we go.
Who we aren't going to risk actually in the field of play. But so yeah, hang on, looking in here. If it's sometimes he'll say injured, but he'll stay in the game. This is not one of those times. So
Rob has a good point.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a good idea, right? Taking that. All right, so if we want to get loopy, geez, you don't have anybody who steals. Buxton's fast, but he doesn't steal. I wonder if they've told him, look, man, don't do anything where you touch the ground more than needed. But we do have a problem here because we just lost our second baseman. So it looks like it's going to be Jorge Polanco coming into the game.
Sure, sounds good.
And that'll move Knobloch over to second.
That's easy.
And we're done like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that's our only option there. So there you go, Jorge Polanco. Welcome to the show.
Polanco is the new runner at first.
Can't see. Send him.
That did break up the no. No, he's 23%. If you want to hit and run or bunt, actually Knobloch's a terrible bunter.
Let's hit and run.
You're going to hit and run, I'm fine with that. Run, Polanco. All right, it advances the runner. And Goose Goslin steps in.
All right, let's get a run.
Oh, and he takes it in the air.
Come on, Halladay.
Boo!
What did the guy say?
He just screams, no way! I love that guy. He's in all the games. He's a big fan.
He's like the Marlins guy. Is at every game.
Yeah, just like that. Okay, Harmon Killebrew, 1 out, 2 on. Pops it straight up.
Get out of play. See, Ernie Witt would not have gotten this web.
Probably right. Oh, he gets the stance.
Woo. There we go.
Dribbler to short to Bobichette.
All right. That's all right.
All right, moves runners over. And here's your man, Kirby Puck.
Game winner.
Let's see what we got. Come on, girls. Oh, it's a line single to left. 2 runs in.
Yes, I don't care.
I love that you said yes before reading that it was 95%.
I can't read them. I can't read it on my
You
screen.
were committed. So 95% chance safe. We'll send him. If they throw, Kirby might get second. Nope, they throw to third.
All right, what's
So
Kirby
there
at?
you go. 58% for Kirby. 2 down, Kent Herbeck at the plate.
I think we send him. What do you think?
I think it's anything pucket, it goes to your department.
Let's do it. Let's send him.
Straight steal, and he's off. He's in there. First steal of the year for Kirby.
That's what I'm here for.
And in the minors, he actually would rip off 35, 40 steals.
Yeah, he was a speed demon.
Before he got all swole.
What was it? Visalia Oaks? Was that
Visalia? Yeah. Hang on, wait a minute. I'm terrified of trying to do this, but let's take the word. Found this the other day. Oh, my computer's stretching trying to get this done. Look at that.
Wow. Love it.
Visalia Oaks.
Love it.
The best player to ever suit up for the Oaks. All right. Well, I did that without crashing the computer, so I'm proud of myself. And here's Ben Herbeck's uncle. Oh, that OPS is taking a beating today. That's what happens when you have a homer and a triple in 3 at bats. Right?
There you go.
All right, but Minnesota takes the lead on a 2-run single by Kirby Puckett. And here we go. No hitter intact. Frank Viola goes to the 5th. Oh, we're missing a second baseman. Make that abundantly clear that Polanco is our new second base or our new shortstop. And Knobloch goes to second. The infield defense remains rotten.
If nothing, we're consistent.
Legendary glove man Kent Herbeck is over there at first going, man, you guys suck. What time's infield tomorrow? Be there. He tests Polanco right away. Great play. Leaping catch by Polanco. Oh, and it's over.
Oh, bummer.
Well, you figured. Sooner or later.
It's a good stretch.
Bautista, not known as a big thief, 80% to steal. Well, I'm going to let that happen. Now he's down to 19. That's better.
There you go. All right.
Alejandro steps in, dribbles one to third.
There we go. Turn it.
He might not even turn one. Oh, he got him. Good job, Cecil Travis. Moves around pretty good for a 98-year-old. Oh, George Bell with a rope to left. Gosselin comes up with it. But Bautista will score. Bell with the double.
Shoot.
The 6th of the year. Cuts the lead in half. 2-1 Twins. 2 down for Josh Donaldson. Puts one in the air, but Gosselin has a beat on it. Puckett's nearby for moral support. Here's Bob Allison.
There we go.
Shot to left. Leadoff man.
Take two.
Yeah, Bell bobbles and Allison will take second.
There we
on
go.
the error. And we got runner in scoring position. Nobody out for Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer.
Mauer with a line single to right. All right. Do we send Allison home? Safe chance 55%. There's nobody out.
I don't think you do it.
I think you got to keep.
It strains me to say it, but yeah.
I don't think they're going to score a lot of runs off Halladay, but we got 2 outs to score him without even getting a hit. So I think we stay put. Good for you, Joe Mauer. Proud of you.
Suicide squeeze. No.
Travis is a decent bunter, but I think it's a swing away moment.
Strike 3.
Or not.
Shortstop, number 11, Jorge Polanco.
No pressure, Polanco. It's in the air, but that's Jesse friggin' Barfield.
What's the? Oh, he's going. Oh.
We can send him 74% chance.
I think you do it.
I started looking at this as well. There's 2 outs. Does the next hitter have a 74% chance of getting a base hit? No, he doesn't. So Bob Allison, this is one of my favorite lines ever. We're gonna test the arm of Jesse Barfield. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's in there. Nice.
Oh, man.
Easy. That may even got cut off. Barfield won't even make a throw. Nice. And Chucky steps up. There we go. Oh, Halladay got it. Halladay was a good fielder and shows it off right there.
Nice play.
Alomar leading off for the 3rd time. That's hard to do. But we'll bring that infield in. There's no free rides. Kirby's all over
Can
that.
of corn.
There we go. Bobuchet dribbles it to Cecil Travis at third. Attempt a risky play. Outchance 14%.
Why
the idea
not?
being that he's probably more likely to throw it into the right field corner here.
Let's roll the dice.
But it worked earlier. All right. Didn't get it. But Herbeck caught it. So, Bichette, 45% to steal. That's not a problem. Encarnacion steps in with one down. Looks like a wild pitch. We can throw to second to try to get Bichette, but there's only a 5% chance of nailing it.
Yeah, do it. What's he going to
Get
do?
a shot.
He's going to run on Kirby? Maybe.
I doubt it. All right. Nothing catastrophic, but he's on to second with the wild pitch. Encarnacion with one down, runner on second. 3-1 lead. Hits it to the wrong friggin' guy. Just like that. 2 down for Little Guerrero. I wonder the last time anybody called him Little Guerrero was. Herbeck seems to have a beat on it.
Oh, come on, Herbeck.
That's where
Yes.
that 7 out of 10 rating comes from.
There you go.
Goose Goslin leading off here, bottom of the 6th.
Oh, he's a oh.
Oh, he stretches it on Barfield.
Wow.
The
All right.
shame of it. Here's Harmon Killebrew. Grounds it to Bobuchet. And here's Kirby. Runner on second. Grounds to the right side. Moves the runner over. That's good, solid, fundamental thing. And now Kent Herbeck with 2 down. It's in the air, but not dangerous. Bautista is under it. We go to the top of the 7th. Milo's only thrown 79 pitches, so he's got 35 or so left in that left arm.
Yeah.
Barfield, lazy fly ball to left. Shiftless. Should get a job, probably. And here's Jose Bautista. Same thing with a little more teeth, but not much.
I love it. Viola's actually a fly ball pitcher.
And we're making it work, our fiendish plan. Here's Alejandro Kirk.
Strike 3.
Sitting there.
I should have put pad borders in, I'm telling you.
Right? Trying to think of any other lousy Blue Jay catchers we could get in there. Wasn't Buck Martinez their catcher for a while?
I think so. Yeah.
And great commentator. Iffy catcher, but
Yeah.
at
he
this
is
level,
looking-
look, we're not bemoaning anybody who even got a sniff in the majors, right? But at this level, it's the best baseball ever, so we're allowed to laugh at the plebes, at the bourgeois, at the working class. You can't cut it in real baseball. Bob Allison steps in. Hits it
Look at
right
that.
to Jesse Barfield. Oh, but it dribbles in.
What's he at?
Leadoff man's on 63%.
Woo. Who's up? I guess you just swing away,
With
probably.
Maurer and Travis.
Yeah. All right.
Kurt, they go to the meeting at the mound. Here's how we get them. Okay. And they walk. So Cecil Travis is an okay bunter with the top of the order coming up, although the top of the order is now Placido Polanco and not Ron Carew.
Yeah, let him rip. He
All
looks
right.
like a thoughtful black and white player.
Looks like a 3rd grader. But he lines to Bobuchet. Luckily, only one. Here's Placido Polanco off the bench and ready to mingle, it looks like. But no, Jesse Barfield's all over.
Ooh,
Send to third, 29% chance.
probably not.
With 2 outs and Barfield over there, I'm good. No. Chuck Knobloch, 0 for 3. Come on, Chuck. He got some of it, but not enough. All right, so now's a good time. Viola's strong, 92 pitches in. He's got 23 pitches left before he's exhausted. Let's take a look at that Minnesota bullpen. For lefties, we got current guy Taylor Rogers, everyday Eddie Guardado, of course.
There you go. Love it.
Absolutely ready. And from the right side, pretty good. Joe Nathan, Juan Duran, Rick Aguilera, and LaTroy Hawkins. So,
What do you think, Nathan and Rogers? What are you thinking?
I think Nathan's the closer. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Nathan's the closer. So, but we can go. Well, they're almost all righties. So, if it's gonna be somebody, it's gonna be a righty. So I can give you Duran or Aguilera or Hawkins.
Let's do.
Unless you want a lefty for Alomar. I'm not sure how his splits go.
Let's do Hawkins and Rogers. What do you think?
All right, works for me. Eddie Guardado's pissed that the bullpen phone rang and it's not for him, but it is Eternal Baseball, Eddie. All right. Viola appears strong. Let's hope so. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. All right.
I love that Bella hit that laser beam right after I said Viola appears strong.
Yeah, that's always your warning sign, right? Whenever it says they appear strong.
So the top of the lineup's coming up here. I can have these guys ready if we want to make a swap.
Let's do one more. I don't think Donaldson's going to hurt us.
All right, well, that sounds like it should be on a mug. But I trust you. Oh, I trust your judgment. So here's Alomar with one down. He is 321 against lefties, 313 against righties. And everybody else is right-handed. So if we're going to make a move.
Let's do it.
All right. So it's Hawkins time.
Good effort, Frank.
For all you Stranger Things fans out there, here comes
Pitching
Hawkins.
for Minnesota, LaTroy Hawkins.
LaTroy, okay. He's not going to bunt with one out. All right.
I think you're good.
Wrong guy.
Nice.
This is like when we play against Willie Mays.
Yeah.
And everything hit that way. We're like, son of a bitch.
That was a great play, though.
See? Two of them. Just like that. Here's Boba. Now, bottom of the eighth, with Tony Fernandez on the bench, right, to fill in, are they going to let Bo Bichette hit and leave Carlos Delgado on the bench? There's no way.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't think the computer's quite aggressive enough with their pinch hitting. So to help them out, so nobody complains. Okay. So against a right-hander, we'll look at Toronto's, Delgado, second best on their team.
All
so
right.
Delgado, come on down.
Do we go to Rogers?
Pitch hitting for Toronto, Carlos Delgado.
We can, but he's good against both.
Oh, okay.
And then we'd have a lefty in to face a bunch of righties, or at least for a couple of batters. So I think this is what it is.
All right. Rob's like, hey, where's Garth Yorg?
Right? Oof. Kelly Gruber?
Kelly Gruber.
Not in there. All right, so the computer gets control back.
Didn't Gruber have Bob Horner hair? I'm trying to remember.
He had a fantastic golden mullet.
Hit a mane, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was good looking for the early '90s. He was getting it done
for the early '90s.
Yep, I mean that was a good look, as I recall. Let me think what I looked like in 1990. Yeah, some guys wore it better than others. So here's Carlos Delgado ready to punish me. Lines out.
All right, man.
And they pull him and put in Tony Fernandez as short, just like I rumored. Halladay is almost done. 10 pitches left. But they're sticking with him.
That seems fair.
Sometimes the computer rides those guys too long, too. So I hate to be this guy, but I'm going to be. Just to give them the option. They got David Wells for long relief. They lost the night before in 19 innings. Oof. And Wells pitched like 5 innings. So he doesn't have his full arsenal here. Everybody's probably tired, but I'm going to give him
Mark Eichhorn.
Oh, you want Eichhorn? I'll give you Eichhorn.
All right.
Yeah, he's pretty good against lefties and righties, so I can feel like I didn't shortchange him there. And we'll give control back to Toronto.
Do we want to warn up Nathan?
Yeah, it only takes one batter.
Pitching for Toronto,
for them to get
number
warned,
90,
so we don't have to
Adam
do it yet.
Simber.
Hang on, I got a snooze coming any second now. It's going to make its appearance. Maybe Goose Goslin can hit first. Oh, well, Simber's already in. So hang on.
Bless you.
And we're back. All right, so Goose Goslin pops it up.
Tony Fernandez was another guy every baseball pack.
Yeah.
He was good, though.
Underrated, though, right?
He was fun to watch in the field. He was outstanding.
Hell of a player. Okay, Killibrew's in. Oh, he got a lot of that.
Give us that one. Get out. Yes.
It's gone.
Little insurance. All right.
The logo, never officially proven, but the MLB logo, that's Killebrew. And now here comes Kirby, who's had a hell of a game already. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Wow, back to back off Simber.
Kirby game for you. That's pretty nice.
Love it. Stolen base.
The term relief pitcher in this game is often overrated.
There we go. Herbeck. Back to back to back.
Nope.
Wrong guy.
Yeah, poor Herbeck. Oh, I got so excited. I've almost forgot to get Rogers ready. So let's get to that Minnesota bullpen. Or Nathan, sorry. Another guy that was underrated, right? Nathan was lights out for about 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Here's Bob Allison.
Munchkin enjoying the light show. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Love it.
All right, so Hawkins is in, but not for long because it's Joe Nathan time.
Pitching for Minnesota, Joe Nathan.
All right. Against Encarnacion, Guerrero, and Barfield. I'm liking that we have a 3-run.
Yes.
Sounded good, but I think the goose is all over it. Here's Vlad Jr. Okay. And Jesse Barfield.
I think he's got it. Or
I
no.
think
It's
all the way
going.
gone.
Oh my god. Dang it.
Yeah, no big deal. Joe Nathan locking it down for us. We do have Rogers ready, but he's a lefty. You think we maybe should get a righty up just in case?
I think you just go with it here.
Oof. Jose Bautista. 1 down.
He's got to get 1 strikeout this inning, right?
I mean, a
There we
dribbler.
go.
Polanco's all over it. Herbeck scoops it. 2 down for Kirk.
I think we're
Now-
safe. I think we're safe.
I'm just saying, we got to take a look. This is against right-handers, OPS. Yeah, they would hit Sean Green here.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we're going to make that happen just in case they don't. And they still might. Sometimes you hit pitch and then they announce the pinch hitter. But especially with the last out of the game, I don't want Toronto fans to say, that computer wasn't thinking. So we'll take over, grab Sean Green, drop him on in.
Pinch hitting for Toronto, Sean Green.
Computer.
Rouse, your mistake was using your closer.
That's right. I guess it doesn't watch. You should. We used our closer, and it's hurting us too. So, all right, Sean Green with a dribbler to Nathan. Attempt a risky play. Outchance 20%.
Yes. Don't you think?
Got him.
All right.
The final score from Target Field, Minnesota 5, Toronto 4. Minnesota has won 8 straight. Frank Viola is the winner. He is now 2-1 on the season. Roy Halladay is the loser. He is now 4-8. Joe Nathan gets the save. Number 7. Jesse Barfield hit home run number 6 on the season.
Yeah,
That
George
was a
Bell
bomb.
hit number 4.
George
Harmon
Bells was
Killebrew
the
hit
best
number
of the
5.
whole night,
Kirby
man. I was
Puckett hit number
gone in
11.
2 seconds.
Time of the game, 2 hours, 47 minutes.
So,
Frankie
Viola,
B.
it actually was a pretty good pitching performance from both of them. But Viola gets the upper hand there. Nathan gives up 2 runs, but gets a save. Such as life. Player of the game, obviously. Kirby Puckett, everybody. He was player of the day earlier in the week, had a 2-homer game. So if we're digging around,
2 great plays.
a 2-run single, solo homer, 2 great catches, and a bunch of other catches. Puckett ended up going.
And a stolen base, right? Yeah.
Yeah, still a base. 2 for 4, 1 run, 3 RBIs. single, homer, stolen base, 2 great catches.
I love it. I love it.
All your Puckett cards just went up in value. So,
there we go. My Beckett. The Beckett. Yeah, here we go.
That's
Boom.
it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. There we go.
What's up? So that's what it looks like for Eternal Baseball. If you just join us, we appreciate it. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We love getting some new subscribers. You can find us at our homepage, eternalbaseball.com. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. We're very social, so we can interact with you however you prefer to interact. This is a big week, though, because we'll be announcing the All-Stars. We usually go in alphabetical order by team, just to mix it up a little bit. So you'll be seeing some of your Arizona Diamondbacks, Atlanta Braves, probably Birmingham Knights, Baltimore Orioles, Boston Red Sox tomorrow. So every team has at least one. Some teams have more, but we'll get those out this week. And then next week on the Eternal Baseball Podcast, we'll have our All-Star game from Anaheim or Los Angeles. You know what we mean. But yeah, well, I'm glad we had another good game for you. The Twins stay hot, and I'm glad Puckett gave something back tonight to Puckett fan number 1.
All right. I love it.
Brett Rotani, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for another exciting edition of
Good night, everyone.
The Eternal Baseball Podcast.